Anxiety, I go back to try to be a child. I try to just go out and kick a ball.
That's
Because
good.
that's what took my mind off of things.
Uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, that's why I carry this ball to this day. Every time I feel stressed, I carry the ball.
Welcome to Journey to Joy Live. This is week 36, and I'm your host, Dr. Enjoy, and I'm excited to have my brother-in-law, Kenny Mena, here to join me.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Long overdue.
Yes. Would you like to tell everybody who you are?
I am Kenny Mena, obviously. I'm her husband's youngest brother.
Mm-hmm.
I currently work in accounting, and I also am a soccer coach. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're really doing some things as a soccer coach. And you are a soccer player or have been a soccer player most of your life. When did you start playing soccer?
Started when I was about 5 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm done playing though. I stopped playing when I was 32. I believe was my last game.
Not bad. It was just a couple years ago. Not to say your age, but
Yeah, I'm 34 now.
Uh-huh. That's really exciting. Any challenges with playing soccer?
No, I'm joking. Not one challenge. No, definitely challenges for sure. I mean, you learn different ethnicities, working with other people. It's a team game, so it's not like, I'm out there playing tennis 1v1 and it's all about me. So I have to try to learn how to motivate others to have that same intensity that I have.
Yeah.
Because I'm super competitive. It's like really bad.
Yeah.
It's bad and good.
Makes you be a good soccer player.
Makes you be a great soccer player, but some people dislike it at the same time. As far as you can push people a little bit too much. It's hard to navigate through sports and being in a team full of egos and stuff.
It's a nice balance, and you got those egos. That's very true.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. So soccer is a really big part of your life. So it's really awesome that you've been able to play yourself, and then now as a soccer coach, how's that been?
It's been great. It's been I kind of call it it's amazing being able to impact kids' lives the way coaches were able to impact me.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of coaches growing up, so and they all played a major role in my life, and I have a different love for them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're young, you don't really understand. You think you know it all. But now that I'm a coach, now I'm like, oh, yeah, I have 18 kids for one team, and it's you can't satisfy everybody. You have to, you do too much over here, these people feel bad. You do too much over here, these kids feel bad. So it's balance. And that's what I've been trying to find this last year. That's what I've been working towards. Balance.
Yeah, balance.
Yeah, that's been my goal.
That's really good.
Because without that, I can't function or help anybody.
And I talk about that all the time. Self-love, self-care. We need balance and we need resilience, especially when we're dealing with challenges. So as everyone knows, Journey to Joy Live podcast is about mental health and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community in particular. So we wanted to talk about also your struggles with mental health and mental illness. So you can start wherever you want. I don't want to ask a specific leading question.
Go ahead. That's why I'm here. I've been waiting this whole time.
When did you realize that you may have been struggling from something that was around?
Oh, it started really early.
Okay.
It started super early. I mean, something as little as my parents not being able to come to the games and seeing all your friends with their parents. That had all that. That's all I needed to motivate me. I was I was angry. I was very angry, but it helped me tremendously. So it was the best of both worlds, because if they were there, I don't know if I would have been as great. Because I think I would have been maybe too comfortable.
Gotcha.
It's kind of deep.
Yeah.
It gets really, really deep, because my parents were there. Most of my I can name probably like 5 families that were basically part of my family. Where like I used to live in Brooklyn and still go to school in Queens. And I would sleep over their house. You know, I would have club practice. I would have high school practice at 3:30, 3:30 to 5:30. I would go to my friend's house or hang out, go eat. Then I would have club practice from like 8 to 10 p.m. And then after that, and practice was in Long Island,
right,
which is like about a 40-minute drive from Queens. My friends would drive me back to Queens, even though I lived in Brooklyn. Wow. And that was my only ride to the train.
Gotcha.
So 40 minutes back and then get on the train, hour and a half to go to Brooklyn. So I'll get home every night at midnight.
Wow. And it starts again in a few hours, basically.
And my first class was at 7:30. So I was up at 5. I was up at 5 every day, 5:30 every day.
Yeah.
Since a young kid. So, you know, it's hard for me to understand sometimes why kids struggle with not why kids struggle. That kind of sounds weird, but why kids aren't as energized when they get like rides to practices and they live 10 minutes away and they have their
right.
I have a hard time like understanding.
Oh, that's what you're saying, because you don't travel like 40 minutes up to midnight, and these kids go like 10 minutes.
Oh man,
different generation.
It's a different generation, but that's the beauty of it as well, because I get to understand their side of it. You know what I mean? Like, because if I had both my parents, it would be like that as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good. It's good and bad. It's you know what I mean? Because I don't think I would be where I'm at now if I had both my parents. But who knows though? I don't know. I don't know, because I took out a lot of anger, and I was always playing because of it, because it was my only escape. So like I was playing all the time. There was nothing. Everybody knew me as Mena, and everybody would help me because they knew my family was never with me, and their families would help me eat. You know, I was always the kid that was by himself. You know,
soccer was your family in that sense.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing for sure. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, I'm more at peace with it now for sure than I ever been.
And would you say your mom wasn't around? She was working a lot?
Yeah, my mom worked 2-3 jobs.
Like a single mom, right?
My mom worked 2-3 jobs. She was the hardest worker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She's the reason why I have multiple jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
You're used to it. That's what you saw.
Yeah, that's what I saw. You know, I was like, my mom has multiple jobs that we still struggle with. So I'm like, I have to have even more jobs. That's how I was.
Yeah. You know, because you're still struggling with that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I didn't understand that. Like, wait, what? Like, I would look at the drawer, I would wake up, look at the drawer next to the fridge, and I see all these past due bills, and I'm just like, not saying anything, but I understand them.
Yeah.
At a young age, I was maybe 10 years old.
Yeah, and it's so sad because the single moms are amazing and they're superheroes and they're working really hard, but then when they're not there for their children, then that's obviously an impact, which it sounds like is what you were experiencing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you were able to escape in soccer. Soccer was like your family. He said you had 5 other families. At what point did it seem like mental illness started to get in the way or started to rise, and you're like, is something wrong? And you noticed?
This is big now, but it wasn't big back then. It was normal for me, but I understood that I was different. I understood that I was built for it. I was, but it was still, obviously it was still a struggle, but I understood from a very young age that I was special, you know, like I can handle it. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It's challenging in a beautiful way. That's how I like to see it.
You were like resilient. You were going through it, but you were able to get through it.
Yeah, because I felt like when I got home and my mom was still waiting for me, even though she got up at the same time. Sometimes me and my mom would go to work together. You know, because we got on the same. We actually did a lot of times. We got on the same train. You know, just for protection. I always was very protective of my mom.
Okay.
You know, so we got on the same train, even though she left for work early.
Yeah.
I used to get on the train super early with her as well.
Yeah.
Take the train from Brooklyn to Queens because she worked in Queens. And I would get to school a little bit early and just play with the ball until they opened up the school.
Okay, that's good. So she was there with you in the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
But that was normal. New York is normal. Everybody takes the train. Not normal because, you know, I'm over here basically taking a flight to go to work. to go to, you know what I mean? Like, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours from Queens to Brooklyn.
That whole flight can be 2 hours. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I look back at it, I'm like, yo, I was a superhero. Like, what?
And I got on the measly city bus in Detroit, so it took about 40 minutes. So I know a little bit about that, but being on the train, all those people and strangers and all that, that's different.
That was the normal.
You're so fast paced.
That was the normal. So it was a good time. So I think about it often, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. It's your childhood. Yeah.
I think about it a lot.
Yeah. Now, when you say that you knew you were different, are there certain symptoms or signs that you noticed or felt?
I knew I was different as far as sports wise because I was always like supported. Like I played for the top clubs and never played a dime. And like that was
different. Like you were unique and amazing.
Yeah,
naturally.
Thank God. I'm not saying that in an arrogant way, but like I was able to. There was a lot of people that helped me. It wasn't like it's not just me. Trust me, I can name a lot of people. Bob Testa, Billy Gotti was a coach. Bob Testa was the owner of Alberton Soccer Club. White man changed my life just by sending me to Disney Cup, which is like the biggest tournament at that time. I'm not sure now how Disney Cup is, but at that time it was amazing.
Wow.
And then that's how I got full scholarships. You know what I mean? So he changed my life.
Full scholarships and graduated college.
That's right.
So basically the second in your family to graduate college. Because your older brother, my husband.
So he changed my life. I mean, coaches like Elkin, go on and on and on.
Lots of people.
It's a lot.
That's nice.
It's a lot.
Do they know it? Have you been able to thank them?
Yes, I've been able to reach out to.
That's so cool.
I reached out to Billy for sure multiple times. He's coaching at Gavin Pike College. Yeah.
Soccer is huge. Was there ever a point in your life where you couldn't play for any reason?
Injuries, for sure. Yeah, but that was way later in life. When I was young, I never got hurt. You know, when you're young, it's hard.
So
no, thank God. Thank God.
Flexible, strong.
No, yeah, for sure. You know, it's as you get older, where you got to take care of yourself triple. You know, it started to drain on me because I played after college. I mean, I was fortunate enough to go to college, but after college, I played in adult leagues all over. So like, you know, I was playing way too many games a week for no reason. I mean, not for no reason, but you know, it was my way to eat and help out my family.
Yeah.
So that was compound. It was like compound interest. You know what I mean? It compounded. It's too much. It's too much for your body. So at 32, I was already like, man, I played way too much. You know what I mean? I didn't have a normal, you know, and I never wanted to play until I was 40, 50. Like that was never my dream. I always wanted to be.
People do.
I always wanted to be known for other things as well. Like I graduated in psychology. I graduated in psychology. I was always interested in people in general and how I can impact and learn from different people and, you know, cultures and things of that nature. So like at a young age, I knew how to operate within systems within the streets because I was always in the street playing, you know, in the parks everywhere, coming home super late. You know what I mean? That was normal without my parents worrying. It was like normal.
Yeah. So when it comes to like wellness and coping, it sounds like soccer was huge for that.
Oh yeah, it was everything. I don't know where I would be without this ball. That's why I have it right here. You know, every time I get like anxiety, I go back to try to be a child. You know, I try to just go out and kick a ball.
That's good.
Because that's what took my mind off of things. And yeah, that's why I carry this ball to this day. Every time I feel stressed, I carry the ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
It reminds me of when I was just like, it was just me and the ball at night. I used to wait after practices till like the kids that like used to give me a ride home were done. I was always on their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at a young age, I understood timing because of that. You know, it wasn't up to me because I didn't have a car.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
So learning, you know, certain principles and being able to respect those who gave me so much help. You know what I mean? Like it was way too many people I could even name.
Wow. Yeah.
College coach.
Okay, they know they help
Clemens,
you.
You know, Pete Peterson. Both my college coaches helped me a lot. Helped me and my family a lot.
That is so dope. I'm glad you have it and you have soccer, and it seems like no matter where you are, you're gonna play it if you need to, because it helps anxiety. Yeah. Tell us more about anxiety and what that's like. I know I've experienced anxiety. Everybody knows I like to run from my anxiety. Yeah. What's your anxiety like for you?
Yeah, I have a huge routine right now. I've been doing every single day for, I would say, about almost 3.5 months now. Yeah. And I can't.
You were telling me about that. Tell us about the routine.
I can't do anything I can't do anything. My day feels very weird.
It's a self-care routine. What's your self-care routine?
For sure. Yeah. So, it's a lot. I do a lot, man.
What do you do?
Yeah, certain things that can help people that have, you know, anxiety issues and like I was diagnosed with schizophrenia as well. I've been pretty open with that, and living with that has been extremely challenging. But it's part of who I am. You know, just kind of gotta.
You have it. It doesn't have you.
Yeah, that's right. That's the mentality you have to have. But routine wise, I get up 5:30 maybe, you know, 5:30 around that time. I've been getting up around that time. I just read something, you know, try to learn something as soon as possible. Do that for about an hour or so. Just try to learn different things about finances and other whatever I'm interested in that day.
You're pouring into yourself first for the day.
That's because I used to just wake up right on time for work, and it was like, no, like I was like, that got to stop because I'm not. I feel like that's what I'm doing. If I wake up earlier, you know, Kobe Bryant is one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
You know, even though he's a basketball player, you know, he's not a soccer player, that's but true. You know, I was a LeBron guy. I used to love LeBron, but when Kobe passed, you know, it's sad, you know what I mean? But I always respected Kobe so much, but I was a LeBron guy. When you're a LeBron guy and Kobe, and they used to go at it.
Yes.
They used to go at it. So yeah, but Kobe's mentality and his respect, it was always up here with me because it was like, yo, this guy's a dog. And you have to have that in you to be at that level. You know what I mean? It's a tough thing, you know. Especially if you want to be great. You want to be great, you can't be like everybody else.
Exactly, be different, unique, do something someone else hasn't done, and work hard. Yeah. So are you saying when he passed away, that's when he kind of went above LeBron for you?
Kind of. Yeah. Well, his mentality. You know, they're both right there, man. Mentality. Whoever you want to choose, they're both right there.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you said you pour into yourself, you learn something, and then what else about your routine?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So I read. I make sure I get an ice bath.
Oh yeah, you love those ice baths.
It's a game changer. It helps you with breathing.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it helps you with it just clears your mind because for 3 minutes I'm not focused on anything but breathing and that initial shock, you know. And everything I do is ritual. Like I always have my YouTube with Kobe Bryant talking inspiration, right? I just need to hear his voice. I don't even need to hear it for more than 10 seconds. I just need to hear his voice. As soon as I hear his voice, ice bath is nothing.
The motivation. The ice bath is so cool because it's kind of like similar to facing adversity, facing trauma, and being able to submerge yourself, but also regulate your breathing anyway and calm yourself anyway. So that's interesting. I like that.
So ice bath. I do the sauna.
Uh-huh.
What else do I do? ice bath, sauna, I work out. Obviously, I get a workout and work on myself as well after work. You know, whatever I got going on, the things that I've been working on.
So do you do all those things every day, or they kind of like vary per day?
It's been every day. Sauna has been
self-care.
Sauna has been like the last like 3 weeks has been like 3 times a week. Everything else is every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm coaching now, so after work I got to coach also. So yeah, my days are pretty full.
That's really awesome, though, that you have a nice set routine. Because he mentioned schizophrenia. When it comes to schizophrenia, that is a disorder that can look different in different people. It can involve paranoia, anxiety, hallucinations, depression. There's positive symptoms and positive thoughts are like the paranoia and hallucinations. And the negative symptoms are kind of like depression and anxiety and feeling down. Did you feel comfortable going into details about your symptoms?
Yeah, it's just negative thoughts. I mean, that just kind of come in waves, you know, and then when they come, you gotta be ready because they come pretty heavy, you know. And a lot of that just has to do with just trauma, stuff that I've been through from a very young age. I'll talk about when I was young, me and my mom got robbed at gunpoint, and I was about 6 years old, and I still remember that.
Of course.
So like, I always have this struggle of like, I always have this daily struggle. It is daily. I won't lie about that. It's a daily struggle of I feel like I'm gonna lose everything because I've lost everything multiple times. So I've lost it all. I've won. I lost. I've won. So I'm so used to things being taken from me. So it's just hard for me to act like everything's all good. I'm always ready. I'm always on defense. I'm always ready for something bad.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's true, you know? Yeah.
That's what trauma does for you. And with trauma recovery and mental health recovery, it's kind of like substance abuse recovery, where, like you're saying, it's a daily struggle. You have to work at it every day. You have your self-care routine every day.
You have to change. I had to quit. I quit alcohol. I'm only drinking red wine, and I think I maybe once a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Before I was drinking every day, almost.
Yeah.
You know, just to try to cope with it. I was smoking cigars to cope with it. But, you know, I have an addictive personality.
Me too.
Yeah. So whatever I do a lot of. So if I'm drinking, I'm drinking a lot, which is super bad, right? I don't know how to I never knew how to really balance that.
I'm all or none. That's why at your birthday party, well, you and me both, we did not eat cake at your birthday.
Yeah.
Because I'm all or none. If I eat it, then I'll just be eating all the sweets. Yeah. And my dad was addicted to drugs, and I know I have an addictive personality. Yeah. So yeah, addiction runs in both of our families. Hey, yeah. We dealing.
Yeah. The good though. Beautiful side. The beautiful side to that is though that when you're not doing it, you good.
Right.
You're stuck with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I don't drink for months.
Yeah.
You know, so I could have 3 bad months, and then all of a sudden I got 3 good months.
Yeah. What have you noticed drinking has done for you? Why'd you cut it out?
It's just not good. It's just, you know, society teaches us to trains our mind that, you know, every Friday we get, we're supposed to
makes you more social.
Yeah, we're supposed to, you know, drink and act like we achieved something, but we really haven't.
No. It's making things worse, or it makes depression where some people drink because they're trying to help their depression, self-medicate, but it makes it worse over time. Yeah,
it just makes it worse, and nothing good comes from it.
Yeah, that's really good that you quit.
Yeah, nothing good comes from it. So now I'm just drinking wine, red wine,
and wine can be healthy.
And even that is like, you know, I'm still taking steps. You know, first it's liquor, now I'm seeing. You know, do wine a little bit, and then maybe I'm gonna quit it all in general, because I've done a lot of drinking within those years. The last probably 5 years, I'm still trying to play catch up. And another big thing is, you know, my stepfather, I seen my stepfather get it to have a stroke.
Yeah.
You know, and slowly die. So, and this guy was super fit.
Oh,
he was fit. He would bike. Gotcha. He would bike to work 10 miles a day.
Yeah.
Bike back. Super quiet. Never spoke. Respected him a lot, but I didn't necessarily like him.
But he
because you know, I'm like, damn, wish this would help. You know, I wouldn't have to worry extra. My mom's would be good. Like I don't, you know, money would flow down, not up. You know, that constant struggle. You know, it's good making money. Trust me, it's great making money. Obviously, we all need it, but it's a evil, man. It just makes,
especially when it gets in the wrong hands or.
Yeah, it's I don't like what it does.
Yeah, it makes people evil, greedy.
Yeah, and it's not that you're not bad for loving money, because I love money. You know what I mean? Nobody's bad for loving money. It's just that constant challenge. Do I help? How much do I help? This, that, you know what I mean? When to help? Oh man, I still have to do this, but which is you know, that constant.
Right.
You just don't know what to do.
And that's a whole nother struggle or subject when it comes to like helping family members who may need the money, and you don't have to feel pressure or guilt if you don't give it. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like anxiety, a lot of people can go through anxiety, depression, and may not need medication. Sometimes with schizophrenia, sometimes you can go without medication, especially if like the intrusive thoughts or the hallucinations, you can just get through it and you can face it. You're able to still work, you're able to maintain healthy relationships, maybe medication isn't necessary. So I have met a lot of patients who've gone through schizophrenia or hallucinations for any reason. They haven't had to do medication. What's your experience with medication?
It's currently I'm not doing it. Ever since I been taking necessary steps, eating much better. You know, I stopped eating meat. And I'm not eating chicken or meat. Currently, I'm eating like salmon, shrimp, and the rest just fruits at this moment, and drinking a lot of water heavily. But I've had to make so many changes in order to because I didn't want to take the pills. I wanted to stop because it just makes you drowsy. Me specifically.
Yeah.
I can't speak for nobody.
Right.
Me specifically, it just makes me drowsy. It makes me sleepy, and then I gain weight.
Yeah.
Which is the double whammy.
Yeah, because
I can run. I used to run an hour a day, and I was still gaining weight.
Oh, when you were taking the medication.
So it's like, you know.
Plus dieting or were you eating
dieting, but I was only eating once a day.
And you were eating once a day. Because, you know, I tell patients that if they watch their diet, so it sounds like that's not true.
Yeah.
It just makes you gain weight despite appetite.
I've always had to work double, man. I've always had to work double to get the same result. That's how I see it.
That's how I feel. Yeah. Well, I'm a woman. Usually men can lose and things like that. But yeah.
I think a lot of us do. I'm just talking about specifically me.
Correct.
I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. This is why I thought this conversation was necessary.
Yeah.
Just because I know people can relate for sure.
Yeah, it can really get hard because the unfortunate thing about schizophrenia and the medications is that it's one type of medication category, and it's antipsychotics. All antipsychotics increase the risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and can make you feel sedated. There are people that I know that are really tiny doses that feel fatigue, but then there's people that are on like really high doses who don't feel fatigue. So everybody is different. But if you are able to do it without medication, that is amazing. But he's working hard. He's got this big routine. You're still working and maintaining healthy relationships. That's really what it's about. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I applaud you. You've really come a long way.
I still struggle though, man. I'm not gonna, it sound like, it might sound like it's, man, every day is bad as far as like the thoughts. And like that doesn't go away, right? I don't think that ever goes away. Pain is something that's serious for everybody. It's a serious thing, and you just kind of have to find beauty in it. You just got to find beauty in it.
Joy and pain. You can experience both.
that's the hard part, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I wish all my friends were here from back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I miss them a lot.
Yeah.
What I mean? So that's the struggle as far as it. But that, like I mentioned before, pain isn't always temporary.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but joy and pain can kind of go alongside each other. Yeah. They don't necessarily negate.
Yeah.
So what's your joy journey? Do you feel like you've experienced joy with the pain?
Yeah, yeah. The beautiful thing is that, you know, you can cry.
Yeah.
And then feel a lot better.
Because you cried and let it out.
You cry. Sometimes you just gotta let it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just gotta let it out because it's a lot to carry. You know, it's tough. And I know, you know, my group of friends, I've seen a few of my guy friends cry in front of me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's and nobody knows about that side, right?
Yeah.
They're the most outgoing people.
Right.
And are hurting inside.
Well, it sounds like they feel safe around you, and that's really good that you create that space for them, because being able to be vulnerable and let your
it's normal, you know.
Yeah.
And at least in my group of friends, of close friends, obviously there's some that don't but that doesn't negate anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's important to cry.
Mm-hmm.
I used to never cry. Once I started getting migraines, I was crying every day. I used to suffer from migraines, and I was crying every day. I used to cry in the shower every single day.
And you're not on medication for migraines. What helped that go away? Or was it maybe due to feeling sad or anxious, or we don't know the answer to that?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I have no idea where that came from.
Yeah.
Nobody in the family suffers from it.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
You still have them?
With schizophrenia.
Okay.
No, I don't get migraines anymore. I just get bad headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever struggled with hallucinations, or are they just strong thoughts?
Struggle with hallucinations for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And is that still an everyday thing?
So like the one of the hard parts is the bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you bounce back, you feel amazing, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And then it hits you. If you have one bad thought, then you're like, oh man. No.
Slippery slope, back down. Yes.
So, and then you start thinking about, you know, or the past. You know, I've been to the hospital. You know, I spent time in the hospital before, so certain things remind me of it.
Because being in the hospital was traumatic in and of itself.
Extremely. Yeah. Extremely. So as soon as I think about something, like I paint now also.
Yeah.
Right? And when I first started painting, it was traumatic because I would do it. It would remind me of the hospital.
Because you were painting in the hospital.
Okay. So, yeah, that's very traumatic.
Like, and that's what a lot of people fear. A lot of my patients say, well, I don't want my loved one in the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital. And it makes them not want to tell.
Over there, man. I love those people over there, even though I don't.
In the hospital, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the work that they're doing.
Okay.
It's so tough.
Was there anything positive that came out of it?
The beauty and everything that I learned.
Okay.
To, you know, drawing, painting, writing down. I had all these thoughts in my mind that it's like being in jail. I've never been in jail, but like I'm locked in. I'm locked in. And this is the first time I have to look at myself in the mirror and think about. It's the first time I'm sitting down and thinking about everything, and I can't go anywhere.
No TV, no phone.
No nothing.
Take your clothes away. It's to keep you safe. It feels nothing. Like a prison.
It's a prison.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You get 30 minutes to feel the air. You back inside. You're done.
Yeah.
So.
Did they do any therapeutic work there, like groups?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
There was always people there that were struggling a lot more than me. So, for example, this one guy was in the Army, and he was a sniper. You know, I forgot which battle he did, which war he was in. But he was a sniper, and his story was amazing. He was gushing in sweat.
Wow.
all day because he's seen so much. He's seen so many people fall. So it's like that helped me though. His story helped me.
Okay. So some positives, but definitely I hear a lot
seeing
about
other people, that are going through similar situations. That helped me, even though we were like, because I was very reserved, right? I'm a very reserved person in general. I don't like getting close to people, because when I do get close to people, I lose them. Whether that's death or that's just losing them. That grief is always there. Losing people I love is common for me. It happens all the time, so I stay to myself.
Gotcha. That fear of losing someone.
Yeah, I get too attached. So when I detach, I'm super cold.
Gotcha.
I'm the most loving person, but I can be to extremes.
Yeah.
That's
to protect yourself.
To protect myself. But that balance is a hard thing.
Yeah, it's like butting heads with yourself.
Yeah, because I never sat down and just, been lonely.
Gotcha.
I've always had somebody.
And then being in the hospital, you were like that. That's what made you be alone with yourself.
It hit me hard, man. It hit me hard because I'm so accustomed to having somebody just there,
A lot of people definitely fear of being hospitalized, and especially in the Black community, it's kind of like, what? I don't want to go there. They're going to take this away from me. What are they going to do? Are they going to tranquilize me? The key to hospitalization is to keep people safe, and that's why it exists. Obviously, our hospitals can definitely do better and be more improved, because there's a lot of like therapeutic things that they're not doing. It sounds like they are doing some at the one that you were at. So that
definitely did, for sure.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a family member that you might have that might be suicidal, they're attempted or about to, that's a reason that they would need to be hospitalized, or they're not being able to work, or they're a danger to themselves or others, are not able to take care of themselves. So just telling the audience reasons why someone would need to be hospitalized. But the way we keep ourselves out is whatever treatment works for us, whether it's therapy or medication or a wonderful self-care routine, being around family.
That's triggers. It's a lot of triggers, man. It's like I can listen to one of my favorite albums is that 444 album, Jay-Z. And that album I listened to every single day as I was getting sick.
Wow.
When I was going through that.
Yeah. So
I couldn't listen to that album, and it was my favorite album for a long period of time.
To remind you of being sick.
It would remind me of that every single time. So a song makes you go back to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A picture, I can look at every single picture on my phone, and I'm the type of person that likes to look at memories, because I always just like to see all the things, the people that I've impacted whenever I feel low and stuff like that. So pictures can make you go down, it's very hard to deal with. Yeah.
So when you get triggered, because you mentioned like one single thought can just spiral you down. I talk a lot on here about positive affirmations and kind of stopping that. Do you use those?
That helps. Yeah, I do everything, whatever helps. I just did sound therapy yesterday.
Nice.
I'm open to everything now. I just did sound therapy. That was amazing, by the way. It's like I never had clarity. Like whenever I can get 1 minute of clarity, it's like, whoa.
And so sound therapy, listening to different sounds?
Yeah, put on YouTube and
sound. Like a meditation. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful, actually. It's a beautiful experience. I never thought that. I used to think that was weird. Like people that go to meditation.
Things that seem weird. He tried it. It works for him.
People, it actually works a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, you can actually train your mind to not think about anything. I don't know how to do it.
Knowing your triggers is key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your go-to positive thoughts? Anything in particular that you might say to yourself?
I am amazing. I am super talented. God is with me. I love my family. I haven't lost any family members, thank God. So yeah, stuff like that. I am great. I always tell myself I'm great, I'm great, I'm great. Um, you know, there's always going to be bad around you. So you have to be careful what you're listening to too.
Protect your mind, what goes in.
Because music is a beautiful thing, but it can also be a bad thing.
Especially if you're listening to Linkin Park.
Anything. Yeah. Anything good for you can also be bad for
you. Yeah.
So just do things in moderation. Like now I listen to jazz, I listen to piano music, I listen to it can't just be hip hop. I have to have hip hop when I work out.
I love hip hop, yeah. You know what I mean? Peloton. Play the hip hop rides.
You gotta have hip hop. I'm big on Jay-Z. That's my guy. So, yeah, that's my guy. Because it's a he speaks, I can relate to so much stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you so much, Kenny. We talked about the ups and downs, the balance, resilience, how it continues.
We're still living, man.
We're still living. We're still here. It's a matter of figuring out how to keep it going. Is there any last thoughts that you want to tell the audience, especially if somebody else was struggling, a Black man struggling, and what they need to do to get help?
Find it, man. You have to find it. And if you don't want to go ask for help, then help yourself. You have to help yourself. You can't continue. If you continue to do the same thing, you can get the same results. So, and impact as many people as you can as well. If you have that outlet, thankfully I have soccer. I'm able to coach, and I have the outlet of impacting so many kids. And that keeps me up. That keeps me spirit. I know these kids need me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. So where can people find you? Where are you? Instagram, Facebook?
I don't want to be found. I'm a very low key guy. You know what I mean? I'm very.
Well, you have specific. A book.
I do have. Yeah, I'm working on another one.
You want people to buy your book?
No, you want to? They want to.
Well, it's called Mena Mentality. I don't know your website by heart. You should tell people your website.
We'll see. I might send you the link.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Kenny Mena, my brother-in-law. Thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you. This was much needed. You've been very helpful with my journey, and I never really got to express that. So I felt like this was like the perfect time to do it. I never really, said anything. I'm pretty reserved because I hold a lot of stuff in. But like I said, when I let things out, now I'm saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, because when that was happening, we talked about like everything. I know that I had to keep my boundary, but I probably went and dissolved that boundary because I was trying to help you as much as I can. And then finally you told me, hey, it's my body. This is what I'm going to do. And I backed up. So it's a matter of the family members being in their position, like what just being there to help, but also to help where you want to help, and for us not to be too overbearing. So that probably helped, because I imagine us family, we're too overbearing at some point.
Nobody ever talks about that part.
Yeah.
The sacrifice of not seeing your family as much as you want because you have to work on yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody talks about that. Yeah. That's a big sacrifice. I always want to be here with you guys, but I have a lot of work to do. So that time,
that's important to work on yourself, because you have to work on yourself first, and that's how you're there for everyone else when you've worked on yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's consistently working on yourself.
Yeah. So work on yourself, man. That's the message.
Yeah. Work on yourself.